We are live from Michigan International Raceway in Brooklyn, Michigan, where the stars of the Sled Jawb Racing League and Tyler Watermelon do battle. It's time to race in the Pure Michigan 200 for race number 4 of the 17th season. We welcome you to tonight's broadcast here this fine and lovely Tuesday night for some more racing here, and we're ready to go at it. Dawson Allen on the call as always. Excited to be here with you all tonight, having a fun one here. It's been a pretty decent day for me, but I think it'll be an even better day is to get a race going here at Michigan. This track puts on some fantastic racing. And talking to some of the drivers, they feel that's going to be the case again here tonight, that we're going to get some fantastic racing so long as we stay green. I think if we stay green and we have this long run racing, I think we could have a pretty fantastic race tonight. And that's what I'm hoping and looking forward to seeing these drivers put on for us here as a special little treat for everybody. This track is fantastic. I love the racing it provides, and I think it's very capable of putting on a heck of a show. So, got 2 minutes left in practice. Right now, your fastest is Bridger Olson, the number 2 machine, out in front. Corbin Hines, then it's Jeremy Miller, Brett Bennett, Michael Sturgill are our top 5 as they sit in this one as we get practice kind of coming up towards a conclusion already. Of course, we always start the broadcast pretty much close to the end of practice. It's practice. We're talking about practice. Nothing crazy really happens other than people maybe wrecking at the end of it, things like that. So we look forward to seeing how this pans out for these drivers in this race, but I think it should be a fun show, and I'm really excited to be here. So, coming up off of last week, of course, last race we ran here on Tuesday night was last week at Phoenix. It was a pretty chaotic race, all things considered, really kind of crazy when you think about it, especially for Phoenix's standards. But, of course, last week the win ultimately went to the driver of the number, already drawn a blank. I want to say it was Nathan Scott. Yeah, it was Nathan Scott. Dominant car last week. Of course it was. And Scott, of course, showed his muscles here on Tuesday nights like he does on Thursday nights from the Sofa Racing League, which, by the way, runs Thursday night at IRP, 9 p.m. Eastern here on PRN. But, yeah, another shocker that he's usually so good, and even not having practice time. I don't think he's here tonight yet, and if he shows up, there goes Diego Acuna and Bafford into the wall in the background there. It's really just going to come down to how this race plays out. You know, there's a lot of factors in this race that can make it or break it for certain drivers. So we'll see how it all shapes up for everybody. Plenty of racing. It's nowhere near close to being, settled as soon as we go green. So 30 seconds left. We'll see how it shakes out for everybody. So we're getting ready to go into qualifying, as that'll be it for practice. Bridger Olson is fast. Oh my God, somebody just flew into the fans area. Holy hell, somebody just killed a bunch of fans. Okay, get the tarps out for the back of Pit Road Hospitality Center. So, qualifying underway. We're going to go out with Michael Walls, who is one of the first cars on the grid. We'll see if he actually starts rolling off the pit lane. Looks like he is not. So, we're going to go to Brett Bennett, who is rolling off the pit lane, and follow along with the 06 machine. He feels very good about this track. This is one of those tracks he thinks could easily put himself in a position to win it. But, of course, to win it, you got to run it and then finish well. See how Bennett does in qualifying. He's sliding a little bit here in the corner. So right now, Bryson Bird fastest, Bennett second fastest in qualifying as he makes his way around this 2-mile oval. Yusuf Ghali now to the top of the board. So we'll see it all shuffle about as more drivers set their lap times, getting themselves on the board, trying to go for that pole position here. So continue to watch the 06 machine. Hut the stripe, will it be an improvement on lap number 1? It's a slight improvement, it looks like. Only enough, actually no, it's not an improvement. So he'll stay put right now in 6th place as more drivers are going out. We'll go back to our defending series champion who's rolling out on the track right now, Gavin Austin. See how old Gavin Austin's doing in the number 6 car. He's coming around to the start-finish line to start his 2nd lap. This will be his first timed lap. It's going to be a 39.159 slower first lap, looking for speed on lap number 2. Jeremy Miller just went 2nd fastest. Everybody chasing Yusuf Ghali, though, in that number 54 machine, who has the pole position for now. See if he can hold it. Gavin Austin looking to see if he can take it away from him. Coming off of turn number 4. Little bobble there, but he hangs on to it. And it's going to be an improvement to put him 6th fastest in the number 6 machine. Not able to knock off the fastest lap time. We'll jump back to now Jeffrey Armistead, who starts his first timed lap here in the number 14 Zinn machine. Sliding around here as he goes. Right now, he's 21st fastest, looking for speed on lap number 2, obviously. Down the back he goes with just about 40 seconds to go. If you're not out there qualifying right now, you're not going to get a time in. He'll hit the stripe. It's going to be an improvement, but it's not going to be enough. 23rd. Actually, he'll jump. No, he'll slide 23rd. Gino Merrill just jumped with 13th fastest. As everybody else except for Bridger Olson are going to set a lap time. So that'll do it for qualifying. We're getting ready to head into the race. Field of 31 cars here tonight. Nobody heading home from this show. And so everybody getting ready to grid up for this one. So we'll take a look at your starting lineup here for tonight's race. The Pure Michigan 200 here at Michigan International Speedway. Pole position goes to number 54 of Yusuf Ghali, a former winner at this track. He's got Nathan Scott to his outside. You've got Jeremy Miller and Enrique Cucalan lining up together in row number 2. That's BRN Zone there in 4th place. Ben Baffert, Bryson Bird together in row 3. Then Gavin Austin and Michael Sturgill together in row 4. Diego Acuna starts 9th. Andrew Lotz will be outside of him in 10th, rounding out your top 10. 11th place is Matthew Chastain. Outside him, the defending race winner Justin Rott picked up the win here last season. Gino Merrill and Brett Bennett together in row 7. It is the 89 machine. Randy Payne starting in 15th. Corbin Hines on his outside. Oscar Enriquez and Quincy Strawhacker together in row 9. And rounding out your top 20, it's Michael Walls and Sky McGurk. 21st place is Fidel Fabian with Donald Stern to his outside. Jeffrey Armstead, Dylan Parker together in row 12. Row 13 sees Duncan Fall with Wyatt Roberts. You got Dane Cruz and Jared Wilson starting back there in row 14. Row 15, it's Nick Bingham and Robert Lukens. And rounding out the rest of the field, the 3 cars in the back here, Matt Steiner 31st. Bridger Olson did not post qualifying time. He'll start 32nd. And a late addition to this field, Shane O'Neill will be starting 33rd here tonight. So we got 33 cars ready to go racing in Michigan for 100 laps of action. Nothing really too crazy. Only stat really worth mentioning Of the last 4 races run in this league at Michigan International Speedway, 3 of those were first-time winners, including Yusuf Ghali a couple seasons ago, back in season 14, where he picked up his first career win. Dylan Parker was a winner here as well a while ago. Juergensmeyer picked up a win, but it was only his second career win. But the last 2 winners were first-time winners, that being Matthew J. O'Brien a couple seasons ago in season 15, and last season mentioned the defending race winner Justin Rott picked up his first career win in the Slide Job Racing League at this race last season. So as the field begins to pace around this track, 1 lap, and then we'll get things going here as they make their way around behind the iRacing pace car. Nathan Scott starting outside row 1 after winning last week. Picked up his first career win here in the Slide Job Racing League. Of course, no shocker to see him in victory lane, but he's looking to see if he can replicate it and pick up another victory and go back-to-back with a win here tonight. It's hard to bet against him, that's for sure. So, we're coming off of 3 and 4. Yusuf Ghali, the pole sitter, looking to go ahead and pick up his first win in the 2026 season 17 campaign, I should say. As the field rounds its way through 3 and 4. It'll dive off. Ghali following through to that start and finish line where the flagman, wrong flagman, has got the flag in hand. Green flag waves. We're racing here in Michigan. Lap 1, Nathan Scott holds the race lead. Jeremy Miller up to second. Ghali back into third as they head back down into turn. Well, we saw a car on the wall at the start of this race. That was further back. Andrew Lotes caught the outside wall, faded all the way back to the back of this field, currently in 32nd, pardon me, as he runs right now. But, of course, still a long way to go for this race, so no worries having that happen. Right now, 3 wide happening further back. This is for 6th place, actually. So Michael Sturgill holds 6th over Bryson Bird and Ben Bafford. Bafford will drop back as Sturgill makes the outside lane work. As he's sliding up, there was Bryson Bird. He jumps to the outside lane. Bafford blinks out. Acuna right there slotting into 8th right behind that, number 53. And there's Justin Rott now into the top 10. Randy Payne is lined up in 10th right now, that 89 machine. Quickly, everybody trying to find ways to make moves work and try to make forward progress while everybody's bunched up together racing each other. See Enrique Kukul on the inside of Michael Sturgill for 5th place. Trying to hang on to it if he can. Sturgill quickly making work of that number 22 machine and jumping up into that 5th place spot. Sturgill very quickly moving forward in this race. This field single file for the most part all the way back to about maybe 11th place. It's Gino Marrow inside of Matthew Chastain. Got Brett Bennett coming behind him as well. Side-by-side battle, Randy Payne, Justin Rott battling it out here for what will be 9th place. Bafford, I believe, is disconnected entirely, so he's lost connection with us. He will not be continuing on here. There's the field for the most part. Scott eased up single file. Everybody's kind of spaced out for now as they run. Nathan Scott, Jeremy Miller, the top two. Yusuf Ghali still in third. He's got Gavin Austin and Michael Surge starting to catch up to him and put pressure. You got Ricky Kukulon in sixth. He's going to have Bryson Bird and Diego Acuna on his back bumper very shortly. Field for the most part eased up single file further back. A battle happening for 26th place, and usually I'd say that kind of in a whatever way, but seeing the two names that are battling here, Dane Cruz, Jeffrey Armstead, not good qualifying efforts for these two. Starting out back, same with Dylan Parker. Richard Olson, who started in the rear, didn't make a qualifying attempt. He's in 22nd now on his way forward. But some of these names just further back in the pack, not what you're used to seeing. See how they fare as this race goes on. But right now you see Gavin Austin and Yusuf Ghali side by side for position now. As they head down the back straightaway, Ghali hangs on to it. Austin slides back into fourth in line as they've caught back up to the race leader, Nathan Scott. Miller to the inside, going for the race lead here, heading down into turn number one. Miller going to work the bottom lane. Can he make it stick? Miller will slide in front of Scott and take over the race lead. Scott crossing him back over. They're going to be side by side again as Gavin Austin and Ghali side by side further back. Swap his lead back and forth. Scott on the inside, Miller on the outside. Ghali has held on to third over Gavin Austin, who's now got Michael Surge on his back bumper, as the lead's still side by side. Miller and Scott, neither wants to let go and give the satisfaction of dropping the lead the other. Staying side by side here. Still side by side. As you see, Yusuf Ghali is now in the picture. Miller still trying inside. Quite able to make it work, but Ghali and Austin and now Sturgill start to catch up and make it from a 2-horse race to a 5-horse race. See the top three right there lined up nose to tail, just about. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Miller trying to make it to the inside of Nathan Scott. Can't quite get there. Ghali going to be right there trying to pounce for second if he can. Top 5. Oh, top 4 now. Still nose to tail as we got a battle here. Gavin Austin maybe caught the wall and makes it at 4. Sturgill to the inside trying to get the spot away. As they head back down into turn one, Miller's got Golly right there, breathing down his neck there, trying to get to the quarter panel of that number 30 car. Oh, and a bobble there. Here comes Golly to the inside for second. Thank you, Brian, for the birthday wishes. As Nick Bingham is officially DNF from this race, it looks like. He's on pit road and he is getting damage repair. I don't believe he had a moment on the track. Baffert blinked out. Let's see anything about... Oh, here we go. We're going to take a quick jump back and see what happened. Nick Bingham got loose off of turn... Oh, Bridger Olsen got involved as well. Olsen got damage in Bridger, and Bingham, my God. My goodness, what a hit that was. Just caught the wall off of turn number 2. Got loose, overcorrected, then snapped around, and then finally got around. Bridger Olsen makes it into him. And it's... I think he just kept trying to drive it, and just ended up putting himself on the wall, and ultimately ending his race, so... That does it for Bingham. He'll finish 33rd, dead last tonight. As the battle for second is raged on, Golly's gotten by Jeremy Miller. Now here comes Gavin Austin trying to get to third. And as this has all been happening, it's packed up more cars in this group. Enrique Cucalon and Bryson Bird have joined the mix. But it's allowed Scott to pull away with the constant battling for second. Got in single file once again, kind of just calmed back down. This gaggle of cars here, Sturgill battling with Scott now is... Oh, Scott, what happened to Scott? I looked down for 2 seconds from the race lead out of 5th. Did he catch the wall? Indeed he did. Got loose off of turn 4. And that allows everybody to swarm by him. I can't even look down for a second and just not see that we have an issue here for the race leader. Scott has dropped back to 5th now, as here comes the battle for second, as Austin has it. Jeremy Miller peeking to the inside of that number 6 machine, trying to get by him. And almost contact there between the two. Almost got between Scott and Sturgill. Almost made contact as Golly has the race lead, the benefactor of Scott's misfortune. He sits as the race leader. Further back, I see 3 wide. Michael Walls, topside with Quincy Strawhacker. Matthew Chastain to his inside. They go 3 wide into turn 1. Strawhacker sends it into turn 1. He'll clear them both. Chastain sliding up the track a little bit, but hangs on to it for now. Walls is going to take 14th. Strawhacker up to 13th. And hanging on to it there is that number 12, Matthew Chastain. He sits in 15th, is where he resides right now. Further up ahead, Randy Payne to the inside of Bryson Bird. This is for 7th place as Jeremy Miller and Nathan Scott go side by side. Scott trying to work the top side, trying to push back forward to get to the lead. He's going to end up pushing Gavin Austin down this front straightaway as Bird and Kugelon trying to get down low to follow the draft with a 30 car, trying to see if they can find a way to catch back up to this lead pack as Golly, meanwhile, is trying to check out. He wants to get away from this field as quick as he can, but look at that send Jeremy Miller does into turn number 1. Just got to hang on to it on corner exit, which he does so. Tight moments there. As they're still side by side. And Gali holding the race lead. They've gotten eased up a little bit on a frenzy for a second. It'll, of course, pick right back up here in due time. Side by side here for the lead. Here comes that number 61 back to the inside, trying to take back what he threw away. Scott to the inside. Can make it work on the bottom of Yusuf. Gali, he's going to drift up a little bit, going to get out of it to let that number 54 not get turned about. So they continue mixing it up for the lead. Here comes Jeremy Miller back in the picture. Sturgill is catching up, as well as Austin back in fifth, just recovering. Bryson Bird now into sixth with Justin Rock to his inside. Pretty much we're down to 2 packs up in the front here. Top 5, and then maybe about the top 12. They make their way down the front straight away. Brett Bennett trying to make moves in that number 06 machine. As you see, Gali hangs on to the lead. Miller to second. Sturgill just kind of lurking behind in third and fourth, just watching all this happen. Bird is caught up to Gavin Austin. Rock's catching as well. And a big mover of this race, Brett Bennett at 06, as well as Brandy Payne in that 89 car. They both fought forward to catch up to this top group of cars. Yusuf Gali leads. Got a little bobble there for a second. Thought he was about to go around in front of Jeremy Miller. He hangs on to it, though. As they are side by side once again for the race lead. Here comes that number 61 back to the top spot. By Gali for the race lead. Oh, Miller had a big moment there on the bottom lane. And caution is out for the first time tonight. Looking back, it looks like it's Quincy Strawhacker, Michael Walls, wrecked out from the top 15. Take a look back at the BRN replay and show you what happened. can't tell from that angle. Strawhacker just gets loose and Micah gets into him or what. I'll look back at here and see this one. Yeah, he gets loose right before Micah makes contact with him. Round goes that number 48 machine. Winner earlier this season, 2 weeks ago at Las Vegas. Not a good start to this race for him in that number 48 camp. Strawhacker as well. Having a decent run, but unfortunately now so the biggest benefactor of this caution is no one other than Mr. Ben Bafford. Bafford, of course, lost connection, had to rejoin. When he rejoined, he was able to get back in and be a couple laps down, but he'll get one of those laps back. He was 6 laps down. He is now going to be back to just 5 laps down. Only car off the lead lap, so... Race off pit road. It looks like it's going to be won by Mr. Nathan Scott. This field races off pit lane. Everybody filters off. Scott holds the race lead. Miller, then Sturgill, then Rott. Golly drops back to 5th after that one. So we'll pace around for maybe another lap or two and then get ready to go back green. So we get the one to go this time. We'll restart with 70 laps to go. Scott is your leader. Jeremy Miller, Michael Sturgill in 3rd. So it's Scott, Miller, Sturgill, Rott, then Golly, the top 5 off of pit lane. Somebody who did not get a good pit road, it looks like, is Brett Bennett, way back in this field. I don't know if he had a penalty or he had a slow time on pit lanes. Not sure what happened to the 06 machine, but he'll drop to the rear of this field for now. As we get ready to go back green, Nathan Scott, the control car, gets us back to racing. Miller quickly jumps to the inside line behind that number 61. Wants to stay with him as we get up to the gears for this first restart of the night. Oh, Golly and Rod side by side. Almost contact between the two. Is everybody trying to sort things out down the backstretch? But the spot that is sorted out is the race lead. It is still Nathan Scott in control. Sturgill now looking to the inside of Jerry Miller, trying to get to second. So head down into turn 1. Scott clear of the group as they battle for second. Here comes Sturgill on the inside trying to clear Jeremy Miller. It looks like he might be able to, and indeed he does. So Sturgill up to second, Galley back to fifth. As they continue on here, so trying to chase down Nathan Scott if he can, to try and go for the race lead himself. A lot of people settling in for the most part. Gino Mero trying to make moves further back here on Dylan Parker. And there goes Parker to the inside. Trying to get by, trying to make it to the top 10. Just got Donald turn on the outside lane, trying to make it tough there in that number 8 machine. Trying to, but he gets muscled to the outside lane. Up front, Michael Sturgill has the race lead over Nathan Scott. Still right on his back bumper, though. Has got a gap to Jeremy Miller in third. He's got a gap to Gavin Austin in fourth. He's got a bit of a gap to that number 76 in fifth place. They head down the back straightaway. Back for the race leader. Comes Scott back to the inside. Nathan Scott back to the top spot. As they head back down into turn 3, Scott controls this field. Further back battles happening for position, I believe, at Dayton Cruz to the inside of Dylan Parker, side by side. These two go. That's back for 14th place. And just ahead of them, Wyatt Roberts trying to make forward progress, trying to get by that number 89 of Randy Payne. Roberts gets by the 22 of Ray Cooper. Now go for 11th place. Donald Stern hanging on to that 10th spot, but here comes Randy Payne to his outside, trying to make it stick in the 89 car. So they'll go side by side. Payne catches the wall. So does Wyatt Roberts, but he gets off it. No one inside of him, so he's good there. Payne almost got off the wall and got into Donald Stern there. As they navigate turn 3 and 4. Bryson Bird peeking inside Yusuf Ghali there for 6th place. Gino Mayer and Oscar Enriquez battle side by side now for 8th place. Bird on the bottom lane looking at the bail for 6th. Further back, Roberts trying the way high side to get by Randy Payne. Payne trying to cover that off. Ghali and Bird again side by side. Bird works the bottom lane again. Inside, he tries to go for the race lead for 6th place. Gag of cars right here from 6th back to about maybe 14th. See Wyatt Roberts further back, still trying to make moves on Donald Stern for what will be 11th. Randy Payne now into 10th. Hello Bryson Bird down to the apron, all the way down to the crash there, trying to find a way to get by Yusuf Ghali. Top 5 really have kind of spaced themselves out. Nathan Bird, Bryson Bird. If you look at his name rail, he's got Nathan Bird's. Well, no, he doesn't. What? Whatever. He used to have the insignia that the Birdman insignia that Nathan Bird has. But Bryson Bird battling with Yusuf Ghali. Ghali right there on his left rear. Almost made contact there with the 53. But the 53 holds off the 54 as they head off of turn 4. Some bobbling back here. Randy Payne and Donald Stern both a little loose off turn 4. Stern on the higher side, almost at the wall. He's into the wall. Donald Stern going to catch the wall. That's going to tank him back some spots, trying to keep it off the wall. See, Randy Payne had a bit of a slide as well, just up ahead. Some smoke off that number 89 machine. Little hectic, nothing too crazy. Like I said, that group from 1st to 4th, they spaced themselves out pretty evenly. Justin Rott has now got some pressure out back from Bryson Bird and Yusuf Ghali. The rest of the top 4 all split up as Nathan Scott leads over Michael Sturgill, Jeremy Miller in 3rd, Gavin Austin 4th, and Justin Rott clinging on to 5th for now. But he has got himself a mirror full of vehicles. He's got Fords, he's got Toyotas, he's got maybe a Chevy mixed in there. Everybody trying to take that top 5 away from him. Last season's winner at this race. He picked up the win, his first career win it was. He's looking to see if he can go back-to-back here tonight and pick up his 2nd Michigan win, his 3rd career win here in the slide job race. But of course, went back-to-back last season, winning Michigan, then Chicagoland. Justin Rott led a race high 32 laps last season en route to the victory. Right now, the dominant car has been Nathan Scott, was looking to go back-to-back this season after winning last week at Phoenix, looking to go ahead and win here at Michigan as well. Well out in front as it stands, as now the battle happening again for 6th place. Bryson Bird and Yusuf Ghali side by side once more. Ghali slides in front, takes over that spot. Gino Mero is now in 8th. And how about Oscar Enriquez having a good run now in the top 10? Been a while since we've seen the number 56 machine really running. Here he came back this season for the Slide Job Racing League, having a good run right now in the top 10. Of course, he's a winner here before in the Slide Job Racing, winner at Pocono a couple seasons ago in that dramatic 3-wide finish off of turn 3. He came away with at the start-finish line. He's looking to see if he can pick up his 2nd win in this league tonight. It'll be a return for Oscar Enriquez to find victory lane once more. Oh, Parker and Enriquez side by side. Dylan was all up on the door of that number 56 car as they head down the front stretch, heading back into turn 1. To come off of turn number 2, Parker takes 9th. Dane Cruz now lurking in the background, trying to take 10th away from Enriquez. A little bit further back, you see that bright yellow 06 Ford Mustang. That is, of course, Brett Bennett, who for some reason had a long stop on pit road, had a long stay on pit road. It wasn't a stop, but he was on there longer than everybody else. I think he might have missed his stall a couple times. He has found himself up to 15th right now, but he's still got a long ways to go to get back up towards that top 10 that he was near earlier. See up ahead here, this battle chasing that top 5. Trying to get there, just can't quite. They're trying to hold off. See, golly, trying to get there. Gino Merrill right there in 8th place, chasing down Bryson Bird now for 7th. As you can see, that gap for the lead has grown considerably. It's over a second. Now the battle's for second, as Sergio hangs on to it over Jeremy Miller, but it won't be too long, I don't think, till that 30 car gets by him. Still that battle for 5th. Golly holds on over Justin Rott. Now is Bird up to 7th, right down the back bumper. Gino Mera right there. Dylan Parker, Dane Cruz, all under a blanket from 5th back to 10th as things run. Now the cars do a little bit of talking real quick. Won't be long. We'll be right back here. This is going to be some BRN Crank It Up. Nathan Scott still controls this race over Jeremy Miller, Michael Sturgill, who are now about 2 seconds back. Then you go about another 2 seconds back just about. You get to Gavin Austin, Yusuf Ghali, who've gotten by battling with Justin Rott now. Dylan Parker up to 7th. Bryson Bird is in 8th. Gino Mero in 9th. Michael Walls now in 10th. The field shaking out as things run. Would expect pit stops maybe to come soon as Mero and Walls making some moves here, trying to get by Bryson Bird. Michael Walls making a recovery after the caution coming out earlier. Now back up to 9th in the number 48 machine. We're going to be 3, almost 4 wide here off of turn 4. Bird hanging off over Wyatt Roberts. There's the 48 car of Michael Walls. Gino Mero was right there as well. There's Dane Cruz putting his nose up here. And here comes Brett Bennett. Goodness, Brett Bennett had a moment there, it looked like, for a second, drifting up the corner. This is 8th place, back to about 13th. Everybody trying to mix it up, sorting things out here. Looks like something was on pit road. Pit stop starting now. It looks like Fidel Fabian made his stop. I'd assume we can make it to the end if this stops here. And indeed, it looks like that's what it's going to be. Justin Rott putting pressure on Gavin Austin, who got passed by Yusuf Ghali. Now under fire from that number 79 of 76, Justin Rott. Michael Sturgill still chasing back down Jeremy Miller, who passed him earlier for a second. It's a 2-second gap now for Nathan Scott. Would expect to see some pit stops coming shortly, as now you see Enrique Cucalon has caught the pack of this pack here. So this is now 8th through 14th that are all mixing it up here for positions. Michael Walls makes the move on Bryson Bird for 8th. Further ahead, you see side by side, and Dylan Parker getting by Gavin Austin. Side by side, Michael Walls, Bryson Bird. Continuing to battle for 8th place, and they're trying to catch up to that gap of cars ahead of them. Gaggle up ahead from 4th through 7th. Bird get passed by Wall. Dane Cruz now making the move on the inside of that number 53 car. Bennett and Cucalon side by side further back for 12th place. And the point we're hitting now is we're hitting about a dead even split for these drivers. As you look right here at their stint count, 37 laps as they came down pit road. We got 35 laps to go in this race, so expect to see some drivers maybe deciding to come to pit road again here, as we got 3 that have: Duncan Fall, Shane O'Neill, and Donald Stern, as well as Quincy Strawhacker and Andrew. Or yeah, Stern, Fall, Strawhacker, and O'Neill have come down pit lane. Wyatt Roberts is already pit in the 42 machine, and he is working his way forward past some of these cars that are still out on the track right now. Dylan Parker and Justin Roth side by side for 5th. See the pit stops happen. Jeremy Miller, Michael Sturgill are coming down pit lane now. 2nd and 3rd are on pit road. They will pit there. That'll shuffle some more cars further back. Some cars 4, I should say. Nathan Scott still out in front. We'd likely expect to see him coming down this time. He's woven it up. I think he's coming this time. No, he's not. He doesn't come this time. Looked like he was slowing it up to come to pit lane, but I guess not. So we do have some takers coming now, though. Big gaggle of takers! Gavin Austin's going to spin almost! Oh my goodness, how did Gavin Austin save that race car from spinning out? He saved it from hitting Rott. He saved it from spinning. It's Parker. It's Rott. It's Austin. I see Dane Cruz, Bryson Bird. Michael Walls is on pit lane. A lot of cars coming, but man, oh man, that could have been a disaster for Gavin Austin coming to pit lane. You see it right here. A lot of guys electing to come to pit road here. Gavin Austin coming in hot, trying to keep it from wrecking, and somehow, not only does he slide right here and keep from hitting the 76, he made his pit road speed. He did not speed on pit road, so he stays consistent, and he is going to be good. As now Gali, Kukalon, looks like Lukens is coming, same with Bridger Olsen. They're all coming down pit lane. Nathan Scott, however, is still out on the racetrack. We'd expect him to pit maybe this time to where it's 30 laps to go when he comes off of pit road. That's my thought is what he would do. It looks like that's what he's doing right now. He's on the inside lane. And our race leader, Nathan Scott, dominant car of the night, he's coming to pit road. He'll pit this time, watching to see what Gino Mero does, who will cycle through right now as 2nd. He'll stay on the racetrack. Same with Brett Bennett. Same with Sky McGurk. Corbin Hines, Jeffrey Armistead, or Armistead pits now as the top 5 have stayed out so far. Randy Payne will cycle to 6th. Matthew Chastain to 7th. Matt Steiner to 8th. Jeremy Miller, the first car off of pit lane of those that have pit so far, is currently in 10th. And with all these different strategies, how they're shaking up, Jeremy Miller by himself on an island by over 2.5 seconds, as he will now catch up to Nathan Scott, who's leaving pit road now, but Jeremy Miller going to have a bit of a gap. Only 3 lap older tires. We'll see how much of a gap he has over that number 61 machine as this one goes. Further back, Wyatt Roberts, who cycles through to 2nd for now. Nathan Scott 3rd. It's going to be about a 3-second gap for Jeremy Miller over Nathan Scott with just 3 lap older tires. See how it plays out. But Dylan Parker right there as well on not too old tires compared to Nathan Scott. Same with Michael Sturgill. What a great stop for Jeremy Miller. Puts him for now in the race lead once things cycle through. So Gino Mero is coming to pit lane, as is Corbin Hines. Brett Bennett will stay out an extra lap to lead. Matthew Chastain, see what he does. And then Matt Steiner, the last car that'll have to, of the group that'll have to pit or stay out. Looks like Chastain pits. Ooh, Chastain had a bobble. Hangs on to it. So Steiner's still out there as well. Bennett and Steiner, the only 2 that have yet to pit, and Miller catching Steiner quickly, as Steiner, it looks like he's pitting this time. So Steiner pits. Bennett, the last one to have to come down pit lane. Scott has gotten by Wyatt Roberts. He's got a 2.5 second gap to catch Jeremy Miller. Right now would be your race leader once Brett Bennett comes down pit lane, which is happening right now. So Bennett pits. Miller will assume the race lead when he comes back around. Can he hang on to this race win over Nathan Scott? As the gap now, just about 2 seconds between Scott and Miller with 27 laps to go. With these pit stops, the field really spaced out for the most part, but you can see Nathan Scott is getting after it. He was 7/10 faster last time by than Jeremy Miller, so he will definitely catch at that rate. No doubt about it. Catching him one thing, passing is another, but I wouldn't think it would take long for him to make that pass to get up there and take the race lead back away from Jeremy Miller. It's Nathan Scott tracking down Jeremy Miller to try to get the race lead back after the pit cycle. And you see that 61 is just rapidly approaching. There's Scott to the outside, going for the race lead. And he'll quickly take it over Jeremy Miller, who now tries to track down that number 61. Just keep touch with him just in case. Further back, Michael Sturgis trying to hold off Justin Rott and Gavin Austin. Yusuf Ghali in 7th, got Michael Walls charging up on his back bumper. Dane Cruz in 9th. Wyatt Roberts right now sits in 10th with some of the oldest tires on the track right now. We'll see if he can hang on to the top 10, or will Enrique Kukalon or Bryson Bird catch him and make the move for that spot. So Rott gets by Sturgill. And you see the move. Comes that inside move by Austin, trying to get by. You see this move. Also good by Sturgill. Yusuf Ghali catching up now to make the move as well. Coming around, 20 laps to go this time, and a big gap held by Nathan Scott for the race lead. Big gaggle of cars. Yusuf Ghali and Gavin. Oh, Sturgill's in the wall! Michael Wall's sliding as well. Dane Cruz will take both spots. Sturgill hanging on to it for now. Contact with Wall's going to wait to see just in case anything happens in a turn 3. Sturgill going to go to the inside and wreck himself. Michael Walls gets into the wall. Sturgill spins in the track. Doesn't draw a caution. Sturgill is in the grass, and that's going to end Sturgill's night just about. Going to quickly jump back. Sturgill coming to pit lane. Oh, this looks like more than just that happened. That had to have been something off of turn 4 in the first place. So this is Michael Walls battling with Michael Sturgill. Just coming into turn 3. Right here, Sturgill drifts up the track. Michael Walls down to the inside. And then right here, coming up off the corner, Sturgill's trying to pinch him down. Micah forcing his way up, just contact, and then up on the wall they go. And then you'll see it coming into turn number 3. Sturgill tries to just send it in there and take out Michael Walls instead. He spins himself. Michael Walls catches the wall, is able to continue. And Sturgill is out of the race now as we go up front here. Gavin Austin in the number 6 machine. So after that one, Michael Walls is still in the top 10 contention, but with damage on that right side, not sure if he'll be able to hang on to it. We'll see what he can do. But up front, leading this field is Nathan Scott. He'll hit the stripe, and it will be 15 laps to go here at Michigan. The 15 to go on BRN, presented by 72 Diecast. Of course, for all your new and used diecast needs, visit 72diecast.com. or 72 Diecast on eBay. Whatever you may want, you visit them, give them a call, give them a message, and get yourself some new diecast today added to your collection. 72 Diecast for anything you may want to add to your collection. So you see Yusuf Ghali going by Justin Rott. That's for 4th place. Nathan Scott out in front of this field, leading the way. So we see battle happening for 4th place still from Rott and Ghali. as we kind of just chug along here with 13 to go. Everybody trying to find spots they can find here in the late goings of this race on these older tires. So Michael Walls continues to fade back. Brett Bennett going by him now as the 48 car struggling to finish here after that contact with Michael Sturgill. And like I said, just really spaced out, stretched out, nothing happening really, which is nice. It means that we likely can make it to the end of this race. Caution, or no extra caution, I should say. Only one caution tonight so far, that coming from the incident with Michael Walls and Quincy Strawhacker earlier on in the race. So Scally trying to hang off over Justin Rott. Dayton Cruz has gotten by Gavin Austin for 6th place. Nathan Scott coming off of turn 4. It's 11 laps, now 10 laps to go when he hits the stripe. And like I said, I mean, everything for now running nice and smooth, but it just, all it takes is one incident, one caution, one car spinning, contact between guys that are battling position. Like, for example, Duncan Faw slips up and gets turned by, sliding in the corner with Quincy Strawhacker right there. It just takes something stupid, something simple as that, and we go from having a race spread out and clean to the end to having a restart. So, of course, you're not going to count your eggs before they hatch. That's exactly what Nathan Scott's doing. He's just hanging out and just biding his time, running his laps to make sure he does not run himself out of time or run his tires off just in case. Of course, if we do get a caution, I would expect everybody coming down pit road. Nobody's going to stay out on that one. How about this run for Dylan Parker right now? Having a great run here tonight. Running 3rd. He has had an abysmal start to this season. I thought it was pretty bad, and I was not mistaken when I thought that. It has been rough for the driver of the 3. Let me pull up his stats. Let me show you. Let me just tell you his stats, what they've been so far this season. He's got finishes of 26th, 34th, and 35th. And right now he's running 3rd, on track to get his first top 30 or top 25 of the season. Been a very, very poor start for this 3 team. Looking to have a good run. That number 3 Pepsi Dark Horse Ford Mustang. Got Yusuf Kali and Justin Rott trying to track him down if they can. And for Jeremy Miller, he's looking for a 2nd place finish tonight. For Miller, it would be his first as well. He's also had some misfortune. Of course, Miller made his debut this season. And right now, running in 2nd, this would be his best career finish. He's got a 7th place last week, 9th place in Vegas 2 weeks ago. Just looking to see if he can add on a podium finish for the first time in season 17. But of course, everybody is chasing that number 61, Nathan Scott, with 6 laps to go. A 4.4 second gap over 2nd place Jeremy Miller. No stress out back, no stress out in front. Just run your race. Just take it nice and easy. Run what you're running and don't stress a thing until you have to. And you may not even have to. see Rott battling Golly side by side for 4th place. Rott's going to take that spot. Golly trying to get back to him, but just can't. And Golly trying to cross back over that number 76. Still battling hard for 4th place here with 5 to go. So I got a gaggle of cars forming from 9th on back to about maybe, I want to say that's about 12th place. Jeffrey Armistead right there in the back of this picture. It's Golly and Rott still side by side battling it up for 4th place. Rott just not really able to get back to him yet. Let's see Kukulon to 10th over Bryson Bird. These two side by side. They got Wyatt Roberts up ahead on older tires. Oh, Jeffrey Armistead catching the wall behind him. It's Bird and Kukulon side by side. Heading back into turn 1. This is for a top 10 spot. Bird hanging tough right now. Bird looking for his top 10 this season. Enrique looking for his 2nd. Golly and Rott again side by side up ahead as well. 2 different battles happening with 3 laps to go. Bird and Kukulon still side by side. Golly clearing Rott for now off of turn number 2. Still side by side are Kukulon and Bird though for 10th. Kukulon slides up in front of Bird, who tried to cross over down to the apron. As meanwhile up front, Rott to the inside of Golly. Rott still chasing that 54 machine. Kukulon still chasing the 53. Coming off of turn 4, 2 laps to go. It's all Nathan Scott. As they come off of turn 2, you see the battling happening throughout the field for these spots back here in the back half of the field. It's Bird hanging tough. See Rott still chasing Yusuf Golly. But out front, the white flag is going to be displayed. 1 final lap to go here in Michigan. And it's all Nathan Scott by almost 5 seconds over Jeremy Miller in 2nd. Dylan Parker is 3rd. Further back, the battle's on for 4th, as well as for 10th. As it's a 3-horse race for 10th between Bird, Kukulon, and Armistead. Rott to the inside, trying to go for 4th. He's going to slide up off the corner, tight on the 54. He's going to get a little loose and get out of it there. But up ahead, coming through 3 and 4, he picked up the first career win last week at Phoenix, and now he'll go back-to-back in another dominant performance. Nathan Scott is going to be your winner of the Pure Michigan 200. And further back, Justin Rott doesn't get it done. Enrique Kukulon not going to be able to get it done either. Bryson Bird hangs on to 10th. Might get 9th. He'll stay 10th. Roberts hangs on to that spot over Bird. But out front, Nathan Scott will pick up the victory. Again, dominant fashion for that number 61. 5 seconds ahead of the field. Dylan Parker sliding right there with the number 61. He'll come to the start finish line. There's teammate Corbin Hines right there on his back bumper, giving a little celebratory tap, and you'll see the burnout start right here across the stripe. Nathan Scott, 2 in a row, wins it here in Michigan. So as he burns it down, take a look at your finishing results from tonight's race. Nathan Scott by 5 seconds over Jeremy Miller. Mentioned Dylan Parker, a good recovery to finish third tonight. Yusuf Ghali comes home fourth. Justin Rott will finish fifth for his efforts. And Dane Cruz, Gavin Austin, Gino Merrill, Wyatt Roberts, and Bryson Bird were the top 10. And Ricky Kugelon was just that one spot short in 11th. Jeffrey Armistead comes home 12th. Sky McGurk, he'll finish 13th tonight. Brett Bennett 14th. Corbin Hines, good recovery from the earlier qualifying issues. He'll finish 15th. Duncan Fall in 16th. Oscar Enriquez back in 17th. Jared Wilson, Michael Walls, Bridger Olson running out the top 20. Matthew Chastain, Randy Payne, Donald Stern, Robert Lukens, and then Fidel Fabian, the last cars in the lead lap there. Then Shane O'Neill was the first car one lap down. Andrew Lotz, Quincy Strawhacker, Matt Steiner, Diego Acuna 5 laps down out of the race. And there you see Baffert, Sturgill, and Bingham also Baffert finished the race. Sturgill and Bingham did not complete this one here tonight. So we'll go talk to our podium finishers here tonight. First things first, we'll start with our third place finisher, Dylan Parker. Yeah, you go first. You finished third, Dylan.
It's been so long, I don't even know anymore.
Absolutely. Catching up with Dylan Parker, our third place finisher here tonight. Dylan, you put together a really good race, but you didn't start well. You started a little bit further back, but you overcome that and you finished third. What was that race like for you behind the wheel of that 3 machine?
Well, they finally, the racing gods were finally kind to me for the first time, and I don't know how long. But it was very nice to finally have a race where not everyone was hitting me, or just like have something go crazy, or have my internet, fucking go out on me. But yeah, you got Jackson Storm and Nathan M. Scott going around here, making all of us look like we're very bad at the video game. So I don't know how to beat that. There's something there that I just don't think anyone's going to catch up to by the end of the season. He's on a different level, as the kids say. But it was very nice to finally at least finish a race, and I will take a podium for sure for my first finish of the season.
Absolutely. You mentioned it. It's your first podium. It's your first top 25 this season. It's been a really rough season for this number 3 team. So what is this like? Is this a big confidence boost heading into the rest of this season to have a race like this finally come together for you?
If I do it again next week, then yeah. But as of right now, I like wins, and I'd like to get a few more wins and like to stack a few this season. But I don't think Nathan M. Scott's gonna allow us to have any. He's definitely gonna be a tall order to beat. I don't know if we've seen someone come into the league and like this much quicker in a very long time.
Well, already, Dylan, it's a podium finish for you here tonight. Teammate, sponsors, shoutouts. What do you want to give a thanks to?
I would just like to give a huge shout out to Yusuf H. Ghali. He's the best moving obstacle out there. If you need a caution, he always gets you a caution. And then Brett Bennett, same with Brett Bennett. It would not be a slide job racing league if you didn't hear how Brett Bennett could have won this week. And then last but not least, Connor Horn, sexy man. Anyway.
All righty, that's your third place finisher here tonight. Dylan Parker gets his first podium finish of season 17 here at Michigan. Congrats on the third place finish tonight, Dylan.
Thank you.
And we will also now go catch up with our second place finisher, Jeremy Miller. Hey, Jeremy Miller, it's Dawson now in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, alrighty, it's a second place run for you here tonight. You led some laps, you mixed it up, you got the lead from Nathan Scott at some point, but ultimately you come away runner up here tonight. What was that race like for you behind the wheel of that 30 machine?
I don't think we ever really took the lead. It got side by side him early and led a lap or two, and then just the pit cycle there just got ahead of him. But I don't regret the pit call. I was never beating him with just his pace, and then I think I made the perfect call to lock down second. Helped with Sturgill having whatever issue he had with his stop, and then whatever else went on. But yeah, the 61 was a little bit better than everybody else tonight.
Absolutely. Well, hey, best of the rest. It seems like if he was the class of the field, still got to be good. Finally getting on the podium, getting that top 5 for the first time this season. But you've had a really decent start to this season. It's been improvement every week. How does that feel just, as the season progresses, continuously having better runs than the week prior, it seems like?
I don't know if the pace has improved. I think just tonight, just nothing stupid happened. Like Phoenix, I wrecked and drove like an idiot all night because I was frustrated with how terrible the track Connor combo was, and Vegas just unfortunate fuel strategy situation took away a guaranteed podium with how we were running. So just gonna continue to try to do that. I think we're going to my worst racetrack next, so we're not gonna do that there. But after that, we'll try to continue doing that.
Well, alrighty, Jeremy, it is your second place finish here tonight. Teammate sponsor shoutouts. We got that 30 machine on the podium.
Thank you for putting on a show. I'm gonna eventually go back and watch one of these. And congrats to the 61 for that win. I gotta thank Matt Liveries, the best painter on the sim, and I just have to say that I love Connor Horn.
Alrighty, that's Jeremy Miller, your second place finisher here tonight at Michigan. Congrats on the runner-up finish, Jeremy.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll now catch up with the guy who took it to victory lane. As see Miller parked it on pit lane after that. As we'll get a hold of race winner Nathan Scott. Hey, Nathan Scott, it's Dawson Allen up in the booth. You got a copy.
What's happening, bro?
Alrighty, well, I got so used to talking to you after every race on Thursday nights, and now you moved over to Tuesday nights and have decided to get used to the same thing. I guess we might have to get ready to rename this the Nathan Scott Interview Zone. Another win tonight, your second win in a row, your second win here, another dominant race from the 61 camp. What is it about this car that you're just able to figure out so masterfully?
It's just the way that the car weight transfers and being able to keep the throttle down and especially with iRacing giving us tight setups. The extra power kind of makes it more tolerable, and it kind of hooks it depending on what line you're running. And it's pretty much a second groove race today because of the track temp. The bottom was a little slick until about the 40th lap or so, maybe. But yeah, this is a really good track for me, and this car, of course, this just the way that you're able to drive it. You can approach it with a gradual input. You can approach it with aggressive input. This track is just key for that, but also this car and being able to keep it on the right rear creates a lot of pace, especially at long sweeping corners like this one.
Absolutely, Nathan. Well, you've got this thing figured out, and like you said, it really plays to some of your strengths of what you figured out. And just as the season progresses now, just continuing to pick up wins like this. Now your second win in the first 4 races of the season. How does that feel just as the season gets ready to progress, starting off so hot like this?
Yeah, it's great. After that first race at Daytona, I'm just like, it's Daytona. So then you wait for the real season to start, which is, race 2. So obviously super speedways are a part of it too, but that factor of the super speedway race can really it could be important, but it could also be kind of misleading about where you're going to be in pace. I know my teammate Andrew Lowe's he's had pretty rough luck and he's got good pace. So it could go that way too, but fortunately we haven't been really taken out by anything like that yet. And it's been really strong all season, every race pretty much.
Absolutely. Well, you put together 2 races now in a row, 2 straight wins for that 61 machine. Teammates, sponsors, shoutouts, what gets it done for you?
Yeah, shout out Team Airlane, shout out Under Armour, shout out the league owners, running this league. That was a pretty good race. It was pretty clean for the most part. My computer went to go update something while I was in the lead early in the race. I almost lost it. Fortunately, we were able to close that tab and get the lead back and compete for it. But yeah, shout out to the league drivers and shout out to the broadcast team.
Well, alrighty, that is your race winner here tonight, Nathan Scott, his second straight win here for the Slide Job Racing League Season 17. Congrats on the win again tonight, Nathan.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, so that'll do it from us here at Michigan. Nathan Scott takes home the victory. Congratulations to the driver of the number 61 as he gets it done here at Michigan. Well, that'll do it from us here tonight. Mentioned the Silver Racing League runs this upcoming Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern here on BRN, heading to IRP Short Track Racing. This upcoming Monday, it is the Fast Track Cup Series continuing their season. They roll into Richmond next Monday night here on BRN, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then we come back next week. Here we go. We're heading to Dover next Tuesday night, and we're excited to have you here with us then, as we're excited to have some more racing for the Slide Job Racing League. Nathan Scott, dominant force once again. No shocker that he's been able to put down just the best racing that we've seen here on Tuesday night. So that'll do it from us here tonight. I want to thank you as always for tuning in and watching. Thank you to the drivers for coming out. This is Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long, and have a great rest of your night.